Happy Halloween, everybody. This is going to be the first episode of our Halloween-themed episodes for the rest of the month. So today we're talking about horror films. So we talk about kind of like our favorite horror films. We talk about what horror films are totally not our favorite. And then near the end, we give our review of the new Halloween 2018 movie. So definitely major spoilers ahead. So we'll give you a fair warning. Anyway, sit back and enjoy.
Hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Your Life's a Lie and Here's Why, your favorite podcast by your boys down the street. In this episode, we're talking horror movies, because you know what? It's Halloween, we're getting to that creepy season, and it's here. The creepy season's here.
Spooky time is upon us, brethren. We must rise up.
The skeleton war is coming.
Oh, shit. Yeah, if you don't have RIP written on your tombstone, you will be automatically drafted into the skeleton war. So,
Yep.
I'd highly recommend that.
What if I don't have a tombstone if I'm still alive? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's the only reason you'd end up in the skeleton war is because you're dead.
Okay, good.
So you are good.
I'm just making sure.
See, I think that the skeleton war is a very noble cause. In fact, I might even just draft myself.
You're gonna
Forget
draft
about
yourself.
that RIP and everything.
You are very brave, my friend.
I appreciate that.
What? So this one we're talking about horror films specifically, not as much as the Halloween or anything, but just horror movies.
Scary movies in general.
So yeah, what is your guys' favorite horror film?
Ooh.
We talked about it in the past.
We've mentioned it
Hereditary.
before.
That was definitely my favorite.
That is your favorite
That's
of
your
all
favorite?
time?
That's my favorite of all time.
Right
yeah.
on,
Yeah.
dude.
I like that one a lot.
So
That one
we'll-
takes the cake.
Let's like discuss that. Let's go around and say what's our favorite, and then we'll talk about to a little bit of an extent.
Also,
Sean-
at the end
Oh.
of this episode, we're talking about the new Halloween movie.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's a twofer.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to talk about it towards the end. So
I was
if
going
you,
to just put that in the
if you want to hear
intro.
about it, well, whatever. We're talking about it now.
Okay, whatever. Whatever. This is why we have an intro.
I don't care.
Sean, what's your
I'm gonna
favorite-
Say it twice.
Sean, what's your favorite horror movie?
Ooh. I think probably the Omen. Like
The Omen?
It was made in like the 70s, but that movie's
Huh.
freaking good.
Really? What's it about? Oh, wait, we'll get to that.
The
It is quite good from what I hear. I've never seen it. Brave, you seen it?
Omen, no.
I haven't seen it. Mine is probably either Cabin in the Woods or Trick or Treat. Are probably my two favorites.
I can't imagine a
Was it-
movie called Trick or Treat being very scary.
It's kind of not,
Okay.
but
it's
it's
just fun.
just a good time. It does have really good horror elements, and it's really, I mean, it is good horror movie, but it's Trick apostrophe R Treat.
Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat.
Oh.
It's good. It is
Is
good.
it?
I think you would actually like it because that one's just a good time. I do like The Thing, the original, or I guess the 1971.
I want to
Okay.
see that one so bad.
I have it. I'll let you borrow it. The Shining, I quite like.
The Ring's pretty good.
The Ring,
That's
that
what
one
I
scared me
hear.
as a kid. Yeah, that one really messed me
I
up
watched
as a
that
kid.
one in like junior high, and I was pretty creepy.
I
Yeah,
haven't
that
seen
one.
that one.
Destroyed me. Bray, tell us about Hereditary. What do you like about it? Because from my understanding, it's not a very conventional horror film. Like audiences didn't understand it. And didn't enjoy it.
A lot of people did not enjoy it.
Good.
We saw it in theaters, which we already have a review on this, but we'll touch on it in a little bit. What episode is that? Like 32?
It's a bonus episode, so it's at the very bottom.
Oh, it is
Because
a
it's not in
bonus.
its own season.
Gotcha. It's a bonus episode. ladies and gentlemen.
See.
It's not conventional. It's a weird horror movie, I would say. We watched it in theaters, and people were laughing.
And they
And,
were on
like,
their phone.
They were on their phones,
and they
the
were
whole
asking
time.
each other, what is going on? When does
What's
the movie
happening.
start?
Yeah, all
I was
kinds
like,
of
shut
stuff.
up. You just, come on.
It was such a good movie, though. Like
it was.
the way they did horror. I was like, I've never like seen it that way before.
Yeah, it was a very atmospheric, slow
Yeah.
build, and you're just watching. You're just getting this dreadful feeling. Like it's to an extent, for the majority of the film isn't even like a horror film like most of them. Do you know what I mean? It's not jump scares. It's not even
there's no jump
scary,
scares.
Really. Like there's shit that happens and it's like, oh my God, this is awful. This sucks. But like it just gives you this feeling of dread throughout the whole movie. And then in the end it kind of goes full horror movie. And it's pretty gnarly.
It hits you pretty hard, but it just builds up so well.
Yeah.
That the last 10 minutes are like, holy shit.
They're very rewarding. But at the same time, I've heard a lot of criticisms that people think that it just gets so generic in the last 10 minutes, that it's like it's perfect in its own thing and so different up until the last 10 minutes, because then it does in a sense go like what a more conventional horror movie would do.
Yeah, but like how else are you supposed to make it scary? It would just be a film about people dying.
Yeah.
If it didn't have the horror element.
Well, essentially the director has kind of stated that it is both, you can both perceive it as what it happens in the thing, or it could be like an allegory of how like mental health is hereditary, or how families deal with trauma.
Yeah.
And things like that. So
and there's lots of trauma.
That movie is one of those ones that it's like, it's so good. Like I really did love it. It's easily one of my favorites. Well, maybe not even favorites, but it's really one of the best of the year that I've seen. But I don't ever want to see it again.
Why is that?
Like there are times where it's like, I might want to watch it, but it's just, I don't know, that feeling of dread.
It leaves you.
It's not even
heavy.
like it's not even gonna leave me like scared in the end. It's just gonna leave me feeling sick. Like, you know what I mean? So it for what it is and how effective it is, that is highly commemorable.
I watched that one twice, 2 nights in a row.
You did, so we could talk about it.
Yeah. I watched it the first night and I was like, that was really good. And it was so good I watched it the second night.
Well, we watched it the first time and everyone was getting up and like just talking shit on it. And we were like, they didn't get it. They didn't get it.
Right when the lights turned on, they were like, that was the worst movie I've ever seen. I'm like, that was definitely like a 9.5 out of 10.
Easily.
Like they really just didn't like grasp the movie.
No, and I guess like you can't expect them to, because
we are superior.
we are cinephiles. We know film.
Yeah.
My favorite movie is The Dark Knight and Fight Club.
Yeah, I really like Avengers.
Very cool.
I like
very
film.
cool, Bray.
Yeah, I'm a film. I study film.
I'm a film bro.
I'm a film bro.
Aspiring director.
I'm an aspiring.
I have aspiring director in my bio, so I don't know. You'll see me at Sundance next year.
I have public figure in my bio.
Just for fun.
Just for fun. Just for fun, because I want to know the stats on my account. Just for fun.
Insights, classic.
Insights.
Sean, tell us about The Omen, because I don't know anything about that. I think I've seen the trailer for, or not the trailer, the box cover, the picture. Because it's like a little boy, isn't it? And then like a big circle around it.
Yes.
Fiery red or something.
I've heard about it. I just don't know much about it.
Okay, The Omen is so cool. Okay, so it's about like this couple, like they adopt this child, and this child ends up being the spawn of Satan.
Oh, classic.
He's the Antichrist.
Like literally.
Yeah, and his name is Damien. So in the movie, like he gets like a whole bunch of like different like, or like there's like a whole bunch of like demon like followers that like become like his maids at his mansion and everything, and like but there's like this one scene in particular where it's his birthday, and he has this nanny, and so everybody's just like, you know, partying at the birthday and stuff like that, and then this nanny, like you see her like up on the roof, and like she starts like calling out like Damien's name, and like she's like standing on the roof and she has this noose around her neck, and she's like, Damien, this is all for you, Damien, and like she's like, I love you, Damien, and then she just jumps off the roof and hangs herself. And then like,
this is really early in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh dang,
it's cool. But
you saw this movie as a kid?
I actually saw it recently.
Oh really?
But
right on.
No, like it's I don't know. It just has like a lot of stuff that I think like for like how old of a movie it was. I think it kind of came up with like a lot of like its own stuff, and it had like a really I guess like a really fun narrative. I'm
sure at the time it was really original.
Yeah. Like at the time, everyone was terrified of cults. You know what I mean? Because like
70s
cults are like, we've said it before, they're like an untapped gold mine of anything of stories or horror,
Mhm.
but like having like a cult following, like a devil following, devil worshippers, things like that. That's really cool. Like Rosemary's Baby. Have you seen that one?
No.
I've heard a lot about that one.
Yeah, I saw it and I can't remember anything about it, but I remember really liking it. But it's essentially like this woman who's giving birth. She's pregnant, and all these people start showing up at her house, and she doesn't know what's going on.
That's weird.
And
I want to watch that.
Yeah,
sounds good.
It is quite good, and yeah, right on. What did I say my answer was?
You had like 6.
I had like 6, and I have like 4 more because I want to talk about, or not talk about, but I want to mention like Pan's Labyrinth. I think that's you could call that a horror movie.
I'd say so.
But I really like that one, and
I don't even know what half of these are. To be fair,
that's all good, dude. It happens. Horror, yeah, no, the horror genre though, I haven't really given it a try until recently, just because all the horror movies I saw growing up, like, or at least when I started like really liking movies, I just hated like jump scare movies. I always hated that because it's just, I don't know, it's just popcorn movies for the masses, pretty much.
yeah.
Just because you're dreading the jump scare.
Yeah, it's like
Did you guys see
gets
The Nun?
old after a while.
No, I heard it was awful.
I heard it was awful as well.
I heard it was awful. But it's like a lot of those movies, it feels like they're not even filmed as like horror movies. They just add loud noises in post to make everyone jump and to remind everyone, hey, this is still a horror movie.
I watched a video about that where like if you took all the audio, like all like the loud booms and things out of like the horror movie, it's just like not scary because it's like really loud and then it jumps to something that's not like scary in particular and it's like
fake out jump scares is just so stupid. Like the horror movies were just getting so formulaic for a while, and they still are because that's what makes money.
Yep.
Versus like, or at least makes money and appeals to people. People have a good time versus like an actual movie that tries to do something different or original or just against the grain, like Hereditary. Doesn't, or It Comes at Night, which is one of your favorite ones.
Would you consider that horror?
Yeah, I'd say it's like that same atmospheric horror buildup of it's. I mean, it has horror elements throughout his dreams, but it's not as much as a horror movie. But it is about paranoia and how terrifying that is,
it's like
especially with the family
suspenseful.
aspect. Yeah,
That's a really good.
that one is
too.
really really well done.
That one just has a lot of mystery to it.
Yes, it does.
It like lets your imagination kind of like run wild.
Have you guys seen The Witch?
I've not.
Oh, yeah.
The Vavitch, if you will. Because they put 2 V's together in the title card.
Why is that?
Because the W wasn't made until like the 1700s. The double, I don't remember.
The double V.
Yeah. But I also think that was debunked where that's not factually correct either. But
I don't know.
But film bros, when talking about it, will always put the VV itch. It's like, shut up. It's just the witch.
Vavitch.
It's not the Vavitch. It's just the witch.
That one's actually one of my favorites.
What's it about?
It's like in the 1600s or 1700s, the Pilgrims, and it's like this small family. They're all really religious, and they get banished from their town, and so they're out kind of on their own, and they think the devil. A lot of the thing is they think the devil's there trying to persuade them, or that there's witches among them, or at one point the family baby just disappears, and it's just this really slow building atmospheric one that's similar to like It Comes at Night and Hereditary.
Yeah.
But Sean, do you have anything else to say about The Witch? It is really freaking good. Anya Taylor-Joy is a god. She's really talented.
Where's that the girl who plays the main character in it?
Yeah. I think that was her breakout role too.
Yeah.
She's really good in that.
Oh yeah.
And she's just amazing.
You talked about like The Shining.
Ooh, I do love The Shining.
You had a couple others that were
I recommend Trick or Treat. That's probably my favorite at the moment, just because it's like it's kind of like an anthology movie where you follow just the Halloween night in this one town, and there's like 5 different stories from it. And it's like, it has good horror elements, but it probably wouldn't keep most people up at night, but it is just like fun Halloween movie. Like, it's just a fun, the way everything just plays out and kind of ties together. It is really satisfying to watch. I don't know. I have a great time with Trick or Treat.
What do you guys think about It?
The last one?
Yeah.
The one that came out? It was at its best. It was really good, except the horror was really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was just like jump scares and then like Pennywise screaming and running at the crowd or at the camera, and that was the scary part. But everything else that wasn't the horror movie was so good.
It was really good.
All the character stuff was amazing, but the horror stuff wasn't that great. But I still enjoy it. I still own it.
You'll float too.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, great score. The movie looked really good. All the characters were the standout though. Those kids are just awesome.
Yeah, they were really good.
They were just so fun, and it was a nostalgia fest. But it felt classic. It felt really good.
When's that second part coming out?
I think it comes out next year.
Oh, sick.
It Chapter 2.
It Part 2. What else are they gonna even add?
Well,
I thought it had a fairly good finish. Well, the book's long though.
The book's like 1,200 pages.
Yeah.
No, so that's how it is in the book. Is like the first half, or they cut back to it or something. But essentially, half the book is them as a kid, then the other half is them 27 years later because he comes back to life. And so in the end, that's when they made that vow to, if it comes back, we'll all come back to kill it. And that was the end of the first one. It's the second one, he does come back, and then they meet up to kill it.
Oh yeah,
great. That sounds kind of fun.
It should be fun, and it still flashes back to them as kids. So there should be the kids in it too, but it has a really good cast too. So it should be quite good. The new one.
That's sweet. Another one I watched a few when I was a kid. Like the have you ever seen Death Tunnel?
Death Tunnel?
Yeah.
What is that?
I remember watching it when I was younger, and it was pretty scary. I just remember it was like, I don't remember all like the nitty-picky details of it, but there was like all these girls that got trapped in like a hospital, like a mental asylum or something. It was empty, I think, and like I don't know. It was just like, it was really good. It was really gory and like, but it was kind of older, so it wasn't like it didn't hold up super well. But like the horror parts of it were pretty good. Like there was like I remember there was a scene where like one girl accidentally killed like another girl, like her friend.
Oh yeah,
but like on accident because she thought someone was like chasing her. And it was, that one had some like good horror aspects to it.
Death Tunnel.
That's
a bad name though.
It's a pretty bad name. I also don't know if it's a good movie. I was pretty young when I saw it, so I'm pretty sure.
I think there's a question on there that is that. Are we on that one where it talks about what scared you as a kid? What movies?
We can talk about it.
We can do that.
I don't know what did scare you as a kid. I saw the movie. Saw 3.
Yeah, like when you were camping.
You
told us that. Yeah,
I was camping. I was like, holy shit, they make this? Like, it was insane. Like, I didn't sleep very well that night.
No.
Yeah.
Those gore pornos ones are traumatizing as a kid.
I like.
They don't hold up. Like you can like them as you grow up. Like now it's like when it's hyper violent, it's either unaware and kind of cringy, or it's like intentional and it's like just have fun. It's just kind of funny how much blood there is right now.
Yeah, there's too much gore.
Yeah, it can go both ways. But what scared me as a kid, some of the Goosebumps as a concept would freak me out. Like the execution never got me as much, but like I was like, holy shit, like what if that plant does come alive? Or like what if
I remember those were
my
scary
brother
as a
had a
kid.
goddamn ventriloquist doll. And so it's like you're goddamn right, I'm afraid of Slappy. Mom, I'm not the little ventriloquist dummy thing. I think his name is Slappy. But Slappy. I remember after we watched The Ring, because we watched The Ring when I was a kid. Because I loved watching horror movies. Like even as a kid, I loved them. And then it was like for 4 days I couldn't sleep. But by the time that it would be like the next weekend and we go to Blockbuster Video, I would have already forgotten about the last scary movie.
So you're like,
movie. Let's watch another. And so we'd watch like Signs would freak me out.
I didn't like Signs. I thought that was stupid.
Well, Signs didn't get me that bad. I was thinking Sixth Sense.
Yes.
When he goes to like that courthouse and the woman is like hanging.
Yeah.
That was the part that freaked me out as a kid. Like that image is burned in my head. Like I can just recall it perfectly. Gotcha. And I haven't seen that movie in like 15 years. But the one that probably scared me the most is like once we watched The Ring, my mom and dad had this planned where my dad would change the channel number to like 7,000 or something. So it would go to like the white and black peppered screen that keeps coming up in the movie. And then my mom ran to the other room, pulled out her cell phone and called the house phone. And so it started ringing and I broke down. I was crying. I was like, oh my God, like we're done for, Mom, help. And then they just laughed at me. And that was rough. And
She's going to come out of the TV, Mom.
She is.
Oh my God.
I remember Nightmare on Elm Street scared me pretty good as a kid. I think I watched that one on TV.
I think all the concepts of the
good,
Saw
though.
movies are really good. Like the torture and stuff.
A killer who comes up with these brilliant machines that will either kill you or kill them or you have to lose your arm to save your life or
it's like either you kill this person and have a chance or you get no chance and they'll just kill you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just kind of like interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I remember one part pretty well where there's like this guy, it's like a cop and he has to save this girl. Mm-hmm. And but he's also trying to save his teammate. So he's like on like a time limit. Yeah. And he's like, okay, I'll save her. And like he finds a knife and he saves her. Like he has to like cut her hair off. It's like whatever. Yeah. Long story. But so he saves her. And then the only way she will survive, I don't remember the stipulation, but she has to kill him. That's how she continues to survive. Yeah. So she has to kill him, and then she's done. Like that's it. So like he saves her, and she just instantly tries to kill him. So he kills her. And it's just like a waste of time. So like I don't know. It's stuff like that.
I've seen
was, like, really good.
The first Saw, and it was really good because it had those elements. Uh-huh. It was a very toned down version of like these crazy contraptions that goes on through the saga. Uh-huh. But it starts out as like a torture psychological thriller because you find out as it goes on that like these people aren't as good as you'd think, and that there's more to it, and so in a way it's kind of punishment, and it is tailored. The machines are tailored to them based on what they've done.
And one of them's like a doctor, the other one's I don't remember,
cop or detective or something.
Like yeah.
And so the first one as a concept was good, and the traps get more creative and it gets more bloody and kind of fun, but it also gets meddled down in like weird really story mode where it's like, oh, Jigsaw actually died, but this is Jigsaw's son, so he's Jigsaw now. And then it's like the next one is like, oh, Jigsaw actually didn't die, but his cousin is now in on it. And it's like it just goes down this convoluted route where it's like each one retcons the previous one. Yeah, all sorts of crazy shit, just weird shit.
It's like don't focus on the rabbit hole, focus on what you're watching right now.
Yeah, basically. Give us like a really good psychological thriller, or give us a crazy balls out horror gore porn. I don't know. Those could be fun too. Those have value.
Yeah, those are okay.
As long as you don't like throw up at blood. Otherwise, don't watch it.
Yeah, that'll be bad.
Sean, what scared you as a kid? What movies?
The Village. And for a weird reason, I was really afraid of like the autistic guy that died. Cause like that fucked me up. Cause like to me he seemed like a little kid.
Yeah.
So like when he like died in the movie, like fucked me up. But now I love that movie.
I haven't seen that one either. That seems interesting though.
It's Shyamalan.
Shyamalan, what's that?
I feel like I'm just like throwing out spoilers tonight for a bunch of movies.
What is M. Night Shyamalan? Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
That's the guy who did Unbreakable, Signs, Sixth Sense, Split.
Maybe I'll watch
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Really?
Yeah, that really hurt his career.
Avatar
really
did?
Yeah, he took a good break after that. Or maybe he did After Earth, and that one really hurt his career.
After Earth was pretty bad.
I never watched that one.
I never watched that one. I watched someone review it, though, and like do clips of it, and it was pretty shitty.
See, because there's the horror movies that are scary, there's gore porn, all that fun stuff. But I feel like there's a crown jewel that no one really likes to talk about because it's so gross and weird. It's like such a weird concept, but it's there. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think you're talking about your incest porn fetish.
No.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Then I forgot.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Sean?
My incest porn fetish?
You have an incest porn fetish?
He just goes with what's popular. He doesn't.
Will you say that into the mic, please?
Excuse me.
My name's Braden Adams.
No, I'm talking about Human Centipede.
See, that's just dumb. That's not dumb. Like fun dumb or creative dumb.
It's just gross.
It's just dumb.
Yeah.
Gross dumb.
See, but like I watched some clips of it
Yeah.
and like it was very disgusting,
Yeah.
first of all, obviously. But it was like I felt scared. It was like a weird sense of like fear that I was like if this ever happened, I would definitely want to die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's scary, but it's like a little too overboard, you know? Like
Yeah, or it's just grossing you out.
There was a point in my life where I was like, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it just to say I finished a Human Centipede movie. And then I think I watched 5 minutes of it and not a hint of anything. Like it was totally PG. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to watch this. Fuck this. This is a bad idea. So then I just didn't do it. Because it's Human Centipede.
Doesn't interest me at all as a concept.
What do you think about Human Centipede, Sean?
I've never seen it, although I kind of want to see it for the same reason, just to say that I have.
Yeah.
Kind of like Two Girls, One Cup. I haven't seen that either.
I haven't seen
that either, thank God.
Can we all watch it together?
Absolutely not.
Why?
We see it and then we write a review on it.
We talk about it on the podcast because everyone wants to listen to that. That'll only help our ratings, right?
If you guys want to hear Two Girls, One Cup, please.
And if you don't know what it is, look it up.
We're just next episode, we're just going to play it on an hour-long loop for you, so it'll just be the audio.
Just the audio. Ew. That's real bad.
Did you guys ever hear about the movie Cannibal Holocaust?
No.
It sounds fun.
What?
So I want to say I think it was the 80s. It could have been the 70s. It could have been the 90s. But back in the past, these guys using like this just immense practical effects made this movie where they like invade or like went to look at this cannibal or like this tribe that's like indigenous and has never really interacted before. And they like, as they meet them, they find out they like eat humans, and like there's all like this gross imagery that looks so good that it's like holy, like people thought that was a real movie. Because like it didn't show at any theaters or anything, but like it showed at festivals, and they got like arrested for it.
No way.
Yeah, because they were like there was some crimes committed in the movie or something, but it was like a movie, and they're like, look, like we have behind the scenes footage of like this actor who's obviously like he looks like he's dead, but he's alive. He's talking and he gets out of the rig, and like just this crazy shit. I mean, it's really cool. There's a video on it. I think Ryan Hollinger did a YouTube video on it that I could send you guys, but it's nuts.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Cannibal Holocaust.
Damn.
But one thing, now this isn't necessarily a horror movie but that made me think of Apocalypse Now. There's like this part where like they behead an ox, and I'm like certain it's a real ox. If it isn't, then that's amazing special effects. But I kind of want to see
back in the day, you kind of used
Holocaust.
to be able to do things like that, and now it's like if you
do that.
heard a fish on set, PETA's knocking at your door, and everyone's boycotting your movie.
PETA's like, hey, we heard that. We know what you did.
We know what you did.
Okay, we talked quite a bit about horror movies, but have you guys ever played any scary video games?
Oh yeah,
I think that's
Have you?
in
few.
another discussion, but yeah.
I mean,
it's
it's still,
fine.
I mean, I don't know if it's a different discussion. It's kind of the same thing. You're just playing it.
I mean, now that it's brought up, we might as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I've played like a few, like Amnesia.
Amnesia's
Which
old and good.
I didn't really think it was like that scary, but I think I took the scariness away from me because I was playing it in front of friends, and I was like, I don't want to be like a pussy or anything. So like I was like pretending to be like not scared.
Do you think those, like, you know how you can be scared with a group of people watching a movie, but if you're in front of friends, you're like, no, it's not scary.
Yeah.
Like playing a game.
Mm-hmm. It was a lot like that. And I think like horror games are best if you play it alone in the dark,
For sure.
which I'm too afraid to do with most horror games.
Have you played
Yeah.
any, Ryan?
No, I don't really play them just for the same sense that while they are very atmospheric, they also feel either, gross out, or just kind of jump the bridge, because it's like there's a certain line that you cross in a horror game where it's like once I'm fighting an army of zombies or monsters or something, it doesn't have that same flavor as like I'm being chased per se.
Mhm.
It's like where you and I have played. I haven't played too many myself. I used to play like the Resident Evil games, or
Those are classic.
yeah, those are. I mean, they're classic, but they're just like at the
But
for
that's
the
more
enjoyable. It's a
Mhm.
action shooter, first person.
Yeah,
or
those
third
aren't
person.
exactly scary. Those are more fighting games, like shooters. But we played Outlast.
Outlast.
That one,
Which-
you can only run. You can't fight back.
Yeah, at its best, it was creepy. Like, oh, where's the guy? But it also felt very, saturated and formulaic. Just because they have to make the game interesting, so you have to get caught every level and caught by something, and then you have to narrowly escape, and then you have to run away, and then you have to reset and do stealth, and then you get caught again. And it just wasn't that game style isn't for me.
Gotcha. They had a second one that was really like groundbreaking. Not groundbreaking, but it was really over the top. Like people were like, "I'm not playing that game." It was about a cult, like a
Cults hit close to home.
Dude, Colts are a freaking gold mine.
They are.
No, yeah, it was about
God.
a cult, and like they definitely went too far in that game. I played it and I finished it, and it was
It was rough.
it was very over the top. But
Jeez.
it was
How
just-
so?
I don't know. Like you get crucified in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's lots that goes on. The first like 10 minutes, like probably one of the worst part happened. I don't want to talk about it, but it's
Talk about it. It's on there, dude.
well, it's like
Sell the game.
I don't want to sell the game.
Okay, scare people away from the game.
Scare
then.
people away from the game. In the first 10 minutes, you walk across a pit of dead babies, like just straight up, like, and you like, hear their like bones crunch, and it's not good. It's not good. I don't recommend it, but I mean, it has some like creepy scare factor to it.
Right on.
I guess.
Yeah, that's definitely an atmospheric
It's
horror.
Yeah.
it was a fun game. I played it.
That's cool.
Anyways, back to movies. I just figured I would bring it up because it's kind of.
I think in Ocarina of Time,
Majora's Mask.
after you launch forward into the future and everyone's zombies, that is very scary. And the sky's like black. That gave me depression as a kid. I was like, how do I fix this? Like, what do I do? God, please, God, help me.
Dude, it was Majora's Mask that scared me.
Dude.
That one was creepy.
Looking up and seeing the moon staring at you.
Just coming close at you. And
Well, it was just like the graphics were just bad enough where I was like, this is weird. I don't like that. Yeah. You played it, right?
I haven't played Majora's Mask. I've played Ocarina of Time, and I know what you're talking about. The night and day difference of like Hyrule.
Yeah.
And depression.
What childhood depression feels like.
Man.
Yeah.
But I mean, kind of like going back to horror movies. What do you guys think like makes a good horror movie, in your opinion? What makes a great horror film?
I would say you need a great story to start off with. Well, even then, I mean, I guess I've seen cliched stories done really well.
Yeah.
You need great direction first. You need a good cast, and you need a aware tone. You need a tone, and you need to stick with that. I think there's a lot of horror movies that are all over the place, like too funny at some moments and then too over dramatic at others.
And it kind of
and it just washes out.
Flexes the feel of it.
Yeah, and it's like it's instead of having a really suspenseful movie, you're having them crack jokes like it's a Marvel movie or some shit. You know what I mean? So I think mixed tones can definitely hurt a lot of horror films. And then what I look for is a good score as well, like a good soundtrack.
Oh yes,
that's very important. Bray, what are some key things that you think makes a good horror movie?
I like gore a lot, not like gore porn, but like I just think personally gore is really scary.
Yeah.
So like if there's some really bloody like organs, like you know what I mean, like I'm like ooh. That's good.
Yeah, there's something very visceral about seeing another human
ripped in half
or its body damage like that you just feel it.
It's just because we're like so infatuated with that, just like watching like car crash videos. We eat that shit up because we don't see it very often. And like when you see a body ripped in half, it's not like you like it. It's like, damn, that's what a body would look like if it was ripped in half. You know, like it's like you'll never see it. That's
hopefully.
Hopefully.
Pray to God you never see a lot of the shit you see in horror movies.
Yeah, but that's why we're so intrigued with it. It's because we probably will never see it, and it's interesting to us, I think.
Yeah, Sean, what do you look for?
I like movies that kind of just have like just like building tension throughout the whole movie. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't really like it'll like give you breaks and stuff, but there's like a stake that is placed like from like the beginning of the movie to the end, and like it's just kind of stretched like the whole movie. Like for example, The Shining, which doesn't really scare me, but like I think like it kind of shows like how you can make how you can craft like a really good horror film.
Yeah,
Like-
The Shining, I agree, isn't the scariest movie, and I wasn't too scared. I actually only saw it for the first time a couple months ago, but it's just very well done tension.
Yes.
That is when it's at its peak, that just blaring score and just the slow camera and just shuffling characters chasing someone. That is really good.
I feel like if anything, like you could use The Shining as a template to make a great horror film. Like it's like basically like kind of how it is. Like it's like stated from the beginning, like there's the possibility of, you know, the guy like going crazy and killing his whole family. Like, you know, like when he's in the interview, like the manager's all like, yeah, well, I got to tell you, like the last person who did this, he went crazy and killed his whole family. And then, you know, then like as the movie goes on, like you see, like you just kind of like slowly like, you know, like fall into madness with I guess Jack Nicholson. I can't remember his name.
His name is Jack Torrance.
Jack Torrance. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just gets wilder and wilder and wilder. But I think
See, I think the problem is that if people did follow that as a template, I think a lot of them did. I think that's why you get a lot of just generic movies where it's like family moves into new house, weird things happen in house, family goes crazy, family dies or escapes,
Exercise House.
well,
repeat.
I mean, like vaguer than that. Like you don't have to like, you know, like basically like what I like the point that I was getting at is I'll like give like a point of like what could happen, like give an example of like a terrible thing that can happen,
Yeah.
and then just show like the characters like getting closer and closer and closer to that until they eventually fall into that, and that can be anything.
Yeah, like self-fulfilling prophecies are quite interesting story
I think it's
mechanics. Yeah.
I think it's scary being out of control.
Oh, definitely, especially when everyone else, when something else has control and you don't of your own life is very scary.
Yeah.
What is one of the worst horror movies you've seen?
Oh, I think we'll get to it pretty soon.
One of the worst? If that's one of the worst, you haven't seen that many.
See,
I haven't seen a ton, no.
I was pretty mad at that movie. Like,
I was also very
Oh my
disappointed.
goodness, we'll get
sorry,
to
we're
that.
talking about Halloween. We'll get to that later. But
Coming soon.
Coming very soon to a
But-
podcast near you.
besides that, like I can't really think of anything right now. So you
Troll
guys go
2?
first. But that's just a classic. I love
It
it
is
in its own way, but
classic.
it's horrible. It is a horrible movie.
Is it?
The Room.
That is a scary character
Terrifying.
study on like how far can humanity go at its worst.
Why would you betray me?
Why did you guys ever watch like the scary movies or like Scary Movie? You know, like the parody ones.
those have
Oh, yeah.
those have a weird spot in my heart.
Oh, hold on. I need to look. I need to find one. I have a good one.
I just remember like I would watch those movies with my friend and like, dude, they would just get me. I haven't seen one in a long time, but
Yeah. I did not like the Paranormal Activity movies at all.
I didn't like those either.
I,
Those sucked.
I do admire them for being able to make a shitload of money on a very low budget.
seriously,
I can admire that because they made the first one for like $10,000
Really?
and it reaped in like $20 million.
No way.
Yeah,
Wow.
it
It
cost
wasn't-
them nothing. Yeah,
That's
It-
impressive.
It is.
No, I see. Yeah, I watched a video where they mentioned that. I didn't know it was that low though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like $10,000.
That's a very big return
Oh.
on investment.
Shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what launched them. Do you guys remember Truth or Dare? Bray, you never
Nah.
saw it.
I never saw it, but that's not a horror movie?
It is technically.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
that's
was
kinda funny.
awful.
That one was terrible.
It was just
so bad.
it was just so unaware of how cringy and not funny or not scary it was
Okay.
that it was just so bad.
Mm.
I saw Hellfest this year. That one was very lackluster
Mhm.
and just so generic and run of the mill and boring. And I believe it was like PG-13 anyways, so it like had just the soft. It was like a slasher movie that wouldn't show the slash. So it's like, what's the point, you know? I did not like that at all. I'm looking at a list right now of the worst horror movies of all time.
I want to talk about a very unique one.
Uh-huh.
It's not a movie, it's a show.
Okay.
It's called Junji Ito.
Junji Ito, is that an anime?
It is.
Is
A
it
show.
good or bad?
It's a show. It's like a series. Is what I meant. It's not like a one watch kind of thing.
Is this-
It's really good from what I've heard, but I've never seen it. But like, I'll just show you guys a couple pictures. Like
That's a worst horror movie you've seen?
No, it looks really good.
Oh,
And
so we're
like-
skipping. We're just.
Well, I know. I just wanted to point it out because I thought of it. That's all it was. I hate going in order.
I know, but you're just derailing things.
No, but we always
It's
go.
okay.
We always go so in order.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing off. I'm just causing some chaos.
This
So-
segment has been Braden's anime recommendations.
Can I have one of those every podcast?
That one?
This one we're watching High School DxD.
We're watching High School DxD in this one.
So grab your bros, get all together, turn on some anime.
Yee.
God.
Yep.
Wow.
But yeah, if you want a good horror,
Jeez.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Also, check out anime. Don't give it such a bad time.
Anime is good.
Anime is good. Y'all are just mean.
Mhm.
You guys are just kind of mean, just because it's not the norm. Okay.
Even Braden was mean when I was like, dude, you should watch anime. You're like, dude, I'm not gonna watch
I
anime.
think I insulted you because you.
You did.
suggested it.
You're like, are you serious? You're joking with me, right? You're one
You're
of those
kidding.
guys.
You watch anime, bro?
It's like, dude, honestly, watch like 3 episodes and you will be stuck. You'll be in it. Don't watch just the first episode.
Here I am today.
And here Braden is today. He changed his anime picture on Twitter because he's a bitch.
Hey, I had an anime profile picture. Is the point?
You need to keep it
I'll put it back on.
because I
there
have
now.
a meme that says if your
Oh.
anime profile if your profile picture is an anime girl, your opinion is invalid.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Imagine if Elon Musk changed it.
Okay, we need to get
my
back on
God.
topic.
Coming
here.
2018. Oh, I like it when we jump around though.
This is
Oh,
true.
but going back, okay. So I thought of a horror film that I think I hate.
What
And
is it?
It is what is it? Insidious. Okay.
Yeah, I hate those
Granted,
two.
the
Pretty
first
bad.
film, it had its redeeming qualities. I think.
Was that the one with Darth Maul in it?
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
the
God,
Nigel
what?
Thornberry Darth Maul demon.
That shot, I still remember it because it just like pans around and then it reveals this like just red and black ass motherfucker just like chilling behind him. He's like smiling.
And Insidious?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I watched it, but I don't remember that.
yeah, it's not
Dude,
great.
It's
I remember
not.
audibly laughing in the theater when I saw that. I was like, what? What?
The fuck?
Oh my gosh.
Those are like really, really popular movies. That
Mm,
just it's like not that good.
yeah.
You see
Like,
The Conjuring? I actually don't mind The Conjuring.
I like The Conjuring. I
Uh-huh.
like the first 2 Conjuring movies.
You see Annabelle?
I haven't.
I didn't like Annabelle very much.
Yeah, I haven't. I heard that it wasn't that good.
It
Sounds
was
like
mo-
the Nun sucked.
Yeah, it was like
But-
Annabelle is more of like there's a couple jump scares and then there's like a lot of build for like the jump scares and it was
Yeah.
fine. It wasn't great.
Like, I think as much as like I don't really like jump scares that much, Conjuring just had some really good ones. Like, I remember watching that for the first time over here at your house.
I remember that too. Yeah,
And like, oh my gosh, that movie, like I couldn't sleep at night after watching that movie. So
I gotcha. I know you've always had a respect for those, or
Mhm.
at least that one.
Yeah.
Or the series, the Conjuring 1 and 2, right?
Yeah,
I
1
believe?
and 2. The second one is just it's like very different from the first, but like it just like does like a whole bunch of like its own things, which is
Yeah.
really cool. It like really splits away from the first. But anyway, I like those movies.
Did you guys ever watch American Horror Story?
Nope.
Yeah.
In high school, our group really liked the seasons that were airing.
Mhm.
And that show is like a mixed bag as well. Because it's always spooky and
If it's
but
on
sometimes
TV,
it just
has to have some comedy, right?
it's-
Some,
it's
TV
on like
comedy.
FX. So they can
Okay.
kind of do whatever they want
Gotcha.
because it's not like a sitcom necessarily.
Mhm.
So it is like a scary one, but they always use like sex to gross out.
Great.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like instead of like a lot of shows for whatever reason, if they have the opportunity to use sex or nudity, they do it, you know, like gratuitously so that people watch it. Why people watch Game of Thrones for boobs is beyond me because it's just like just go watch porn. You know what I mean? I hate nudity and shit. It just bugs me. Anyways, But like with American Horror Story, it's like
Isn't
it uses
Halloween?
It uses like sex to have fucked up shit happen. Like I don't like gross out things though, just because that's like at its humanity's core, like
sex.
It's sex. You know what I mean? It's like an intimate thing, and so then to have like someone get destroyed, like get their throat slit or all sorts of crazy shit. Yeah, beheaded while having sex. It's like that's like just so contrasting that I think. I mean, and it does work, but it's like unenjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
And each season, it's like an anthology season, so you pretty much have the same cast come back each season, but it's different characters and different stories and universes every time. That's cool. And so Murder House was quite good the first season. Asylum was good. Did you ever watch Asylum?
I never watched Asylum. See, I watched all of season 1, but then after that I just watched bits and pieces of each
season. Yeah.
Josh
is the one who actually really liked it.
Yeah.
Which surprised me. Josh was the one that got all of us into it.
Yeah.
But second was good. Third, Coven is my favorite. I like Coven. It's about witches. And that one also has like, that one is kind of it shouldn't work as well as it does, but it does because it's like kind of fun in a way because they're witches like figuring out their powers and they're still doing crazy shit. That one's good. 4 is like a circus, like a 1800s or 1900s circus.
Yeah.
And that one's pretty bad, but it has a really freaking crazy scary clown.
Yeah.
That thing's twisty, I think.
Yeah.
He's pretty wild.
It's kind of the point where AHS kind of dropped off. Right?
Oh, hella bad. I stopped watching after that. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I didn't have it. But let's see, where are we going? What do we got?
Oh, what's
I think we talked about what scared us as a kid, but did any of those movies not hold up now? Because like I like what's it called? Nightmare on Elm Street. I like it a lot still, but it's definitely not scary anymore. Like some of the murders are pretty fun and creative.
Like Johnny Depp's death.
Johnny Depp's
movie?
blender bed is absolutely amazing.
That sounds wicked.
It's really cool and it looks really good because it's all practical. And like the bathtub scene is really great. It has great elements and it's a fun watch, but it isn't scary to me anymore. You know what I do love? I don't know if it's technically a horror film. I wouldn't call it a horror film, but like an action movie per se with supernatural elements. Tremors. Have you seen Tremors?
Watch it.
Dude.
I watched it as a kid, but I can't remember anything about it.
I watched it as a kid too, and the only thing I remember is the scene where the like hillbillies, the tremor things come through the wall, and they have their gun on the wall, all the guns on the wall, and they just start shooting at it and grabbing more guns. But then I rewatched it a couple weeks ago, and I love that movie.
Oh man,
I love that one. That one is so fun to watch.
Oh, I just remembered one that scared me as a kid, but I just love it now, and that was Monster House.
That was scary. Yeah,
it was.
Oh yeah,
like the cartoon.
Yeah. I had bad dreams about it. Like I had a dream that like I was like trapped in that house. Like especially like when they're like down in the basement, like down with like all those like toys and everything.
It was a little creepy. And I was like, "Hey, Mom, Dad, when our house was being made, no one fell in and died, right? No one like got poured over in concrete, right?" They're like, "Yeah, we promise." I was like, "You sure?"
Promise me. Are you sure?
That's a great movie, though.
That is a good movie. I'd like to rewatch that and see how well that holds up.
God.
Bray, you were looking up at something.
I just remember I was browsing anime one night, like you do.
Like you do. It happens to the best of us.
And I found one. I was trying to look for something scary. I just felt like being scared. And I found one that was I didn't remember the name, that's why I was Googling it. But it was just a series I found that was just Japanese like horror stories. Like but like each story was one episode long.
Cool.
That's cool.
So and like they were like mortifying. They were so terrible,
dude.
But it was they're just called Yami Shibai, Japanese ghost stories. But it's like
it's anime, right? Like it's animated.
It is animated.
Okay.
The art is really like old. It was made in 2013, but the art is like really old and like it almost looks hand drawn. Cool. If that makes sense.
So like a grainy feel.
Like it's almost grainy, really sketchy.
That is cool.
And it was like, just some of the stories are like really scary. I remember one with a mask really like popped out at me. There was like a mask and like devoured you or something. I don't know. It was really good.
Interesting. Very cool.
I just remember you were talking about it and I looked it up.
Do you think there's an overrated horror movie?
Mm-hmm. Probably
Insidious. Obviously there's a lot. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would say like the Insidious, the Paranormals.
The Conjuring's not overrated, but it's really hyped. I think it's a little overhyped a little bit.
Yeah, like that whole, it's because the whole shared universe of it is they want to do like a Marvel thing where it's like there's the Conjuring and then there's Annabelle and then from Annabelle there's the Nun and then there's they had a trailer for a new one.
Yeah,
La Llorona or La Llorona and and it's a Spanish name and they're all white and so they couldn't even pronounce it right. So that's a good start.
They pronounce the H.
Great job, guys. Everyone involved. You're doing great, guys.
Oh man.
God. The new Pet Cemetery looks good.
I haven't seen the trailers for that.
That sounds sad.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Pet Cemetery?
Even if it wasn't a movie, it would
be sad.
I mean, I suppose.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about remakes? Braden, you might not have as much an opinion as maybe Sean does, but they're constantly remaking horror movies for cash grabs, essentially. Mm-hmm. It's and I guess they're constantly remaking everything for cash grabs, but
if they do it well, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yep. If they do it good, I'll watch it again.
Mm-hmm. There's truth to that, but at the same time it's like it needs to be different to justify its existence in a way, right?
Yeah.
Because like there's that Psycho remake that's literally like a shot-for-shot remake.
Yeah.
Of the original, and so it's like it has no reason to exist because it's not nearly as good as Hitchcock's. You know what I mean? So why do it just to keep it in the eyes of the public? And so there is ways to do it, but no, remakes are quite disappointing for the most part. Like the Carrie remake. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that? I think we watched it at Matt's house at one point. I don't remember much of it, but the original is phenomenal.
Right?
I love that's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite ones.
The Halloween remake, anybody?
The first Halloween movie is overrated.
Oh, so the second one wasn't.
I don't think the first Halloween movie is overrated. I just I still stick with like the thing like I say I think like it kind of brought up a lot of tropes that are used now, so it doesn't seem new.
It did. I mean, it is iconic, and maybe it's just looking back at it with the lens that I have now. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? I watched it for the first time like maybe a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, and I just was unimpressed. Like, I mean, I can see how it is iconic, but at the same time, I didn't think it was that great. But also,
beyond that, all the movies kind of after that suck.
Oh, they're all very bad.
They're all really bad.
Same with like all the Friday the 13th movies and the majority of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I do love like episode 4 or 5 of Nightmare on Elm Street because it's Dream Warriors and they figure out that they can have superpowers while they're dreaming to fight Freddy, and it just goes full just fun, and I love it. I absolutely love Dream Warriors.
It's nice.
You guys ever watch Gremlins?
Nope.
I haven't seen it all the way through.
Okay, I love Gremlins. That's like one of my favorite movies ever as a horror movie because it's just so fun and dumb and great.
You'd be on board for a remake of that though, right?
I would if they gave it to the guy who did Trick or Treat.
Yes.
I would. That's what Red Letter Media talks about all the time is they're like, give it to the guy who does Trick or Treat because they've wanted to do a Gremlins remake for years. Well, it's like a remake / soft reboot, so it would probably start with an older version of the original guy. Mm-hmm. Passing down the little mogwais.
Yeah.
Which would be cool.
See, that's why I'm on board with I think I'm a little more on board with remakes because I don't think remakes are gonna like last forever. I think this is kind of just a phase in like film and stuff. But I kinda like the idea of like somebody taking another spin off of like a classic story. Uh-huh. And so like I think that it can be done well. Like what are some examples?
Jumanji is like a soft, like, so you like soft reboots? Because here's the thing, Hollywood will never stop remaking things. They've always been doing remakes of things, and they're just making more and more money as the box office has been growing.
Yeah.
So there's no reason they're going to stop unless people start paying with their wallet and saying, no, we're not seeing this original or this thing. But at the same time, most people don't care. Most people will be like, oh, I loved the Halloween movie 40 years ago. I was a kid, so I'm going to go see this one, and it'll be like when I was a kid, and I'll feel young again. That's how it is.
I guess kind of what I meant is that it's gonna rise and plummet and just kind of be a wave that they ride, I think.
Yeah, I hope so. That would be nice. That'd be cool. But I mean, there's like the Suspiria remake coming out that is like nothing.
Fucking awesome.
It looks amazing because the original is amazing, and but apparently it's like it essentially has taken the premise of it and then done everything completely different from the original, which sounds great.
Yeah,
the original is phenomenal, but it's like if you just copy and paste it again, it wouldn't work very well.
Yeah. So that's what I like, because even like watching the trailer, I was like, this isn't even close. Like this is barely even close to the story that they had. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like it's still kind of like the same premise, I guess, or like the same. Premise. I think that was the word. Anyway. But yeah, so like doing that where like you can just make it like an entirely new thing, kind of like in the same niche, then that's when I think that's what warrants a good remake.
Yeah. I think we have one more question and then we'll go to the Halloween portion. So what is personally for you the scariest elements in the genre? So like what gets you? Is it like the ghosts, demons, monsters, zombies, aliens, the unknown, darkness?
Like I said before, the gore.
The gore freaks you out?
Yeah, just the more well done, the better, I guess.
Yeah. You
need to watch Cannibal Holocaust then.
I'm down.
Yes. Have you ever seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
I did.
The original?
No.
1974?
Nope.
Dude, what?
Did you see the 1993 one with Matthew McConaughey?
I don't know.
You should. Yeah. That's like his second or third major role.
Whoa.
He was in one of those. I didn't see it either. But I haven't actually seen any of them because that as a concept does freak me out. Like the straight up like gore monster, just evil.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it doesn't freak me out, but it's like I'd probably rather not watch it, but I probably will anyways, if you know what I mean. Sean, what freaks you out? Same thing, gore or
no, ghosts and demons. Like that's what keeps me up at night. Like if I watch like The Conjuring or something like that, then like I'm like in my bed in my basement with the lights out. And I'm like, oh shit.
Really? That doesn't get me at all because I just don't think it's real. Personally.
Yeah. I've grown up like thinking that ghosts were real and stuff. Yeah. So like it still gets to me, like just because like I don't know if they're real or not. So like, and like if there is like a demon like in your room, like there's like not too much you can do to fight it off, I guess, unless you're like a priest. I don't know.
Stay back.
Stay back. I'll do it.
Stay back.
I got my holy water.
Yeah, no, I was raised as well believing that like demons are out there and ghosts are real. Because my mom has, I guess, had some stories that like she swears on her life was like a demon, and so that has always freaked me out. Like that, not necessarily like a ghost movie will freak me out, but when it's like heavily the demon or like the devil, like the Antichrist, that does kind of freak me out because it's like I personally believe if there's a God, there's a devil, and so the devil is probably out there. Maybe not here, but you know what I mean. That influence does scare me. Like heavy cult, I'll still watch it. It won't stop me from. I think it'll make the experience much better for me because I'll actually feel something. But that is what gets me personally.
Yeah,
I also don't like the unknown.
The unknown, like when they leave it ambiguous.
No, it's just not the unknown, just like what could be there, if that makes sense.
Like if you hear like a bump in the night, like you don't know what it is.
For example,
your mind starts filling in the blanks.
Yeah. But I was talking to you the other night about it, Ryan. Where like we watched Hereditary, and a like really scary portion for me at least was like there'd be a really dark closet, and you would see just barely just a pale man standing there.
Yeah,
and
like you see the figure of someone.
Like the whole shot was so dark, and you could barely see it. Like.
Yeah, that ending is like,
attention. Is
there actually someone there? It's like, okay, I'm pretty sure there's someone there. Is anything, what's going to happen? Because it would just sit there for so long. It's like, is someone there or is someone not?
You can't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do. You're just watching these things unfold.
And it's like, after I watched that movie, I remember I went home and like I sleep in an unfinished basement. So like, so it's just really big and it's concrete or whatever, which is fine. It's whatever. But like, if I turn my flashlight on at night, if where I'm sleep, like from where my bed is, if I point it to the far wall, I can't see the wall. It's just like dark. Like my flashlight doesn't reach that far. So that night, like if I heard something, whatever, I'd be like, well, I guess I'm going to die because I don't know if it's coming or not. Like that's it. This is it right here. But yeah, that's another thing that I think Hereditary did really well. Just like sitting in a shot.
Just letting you feel it.
Just letting you look at it. Like, hey, you don't know if this is here. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's really well done.
Make it like the main focal point. Like you have to like once like your eyes like get bored of like looking at what's like right in front of you, then you kind of start looking around, and then you see like those things like hiding in the shadows. And it's just
oh shit.
Then it's like just like a punch in the gut.
Yeah, that is, yeah. Hereditary's wild. That's like talking about it. It's like, oh man, I want to watch that again. But then it's like the second I stop thinking about it, it's like no. I don't want to watch it.
There's so many things you see this.
That's how I felt about Mother though as well, which isn't really a horror movie, but it has just a wild ass movie.
Yeah,
kind of. Bray, I think you would like Mother.
Probably.
I'd lend it to you if you wanted. But you don't watch movies by yourself.
Not very often.
That's okay. That's fine. That'll do.
I watch anime by myself.
For other reasons.
High School DxD, here I come, baby.
Okay, so I think that's the end of our horror discussion.
And now we're going
to talk about Halloween 2018.
Yes, the new Halloween movie. There will be spoilers in this. If you're still listening and you want to go watch the movie and not be spoiled, that's fine. Just don't listen to this.
Just go on $5 Tuesday because it probably isn't worth $10.
It's probably not worth $10. So, spoilers. We gave you fair warning. Here we go.
We cannot emphasize this enough. Spoiler.
There is a spoiler in the next 10 minutes.
Yes.
Or more.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to say, first of all, I didn't like it.
Brandon didn't like it. Sean.
I second that.
Sean didn't like it.
I wouldn't praise it as high cinema, but I think it was fine.
What's fine? Out of 10?
I would give it a 6 out of 10 or a 5.5 out of. I liked it. I had a good time.
5.5 is an average score. 5 is average.
5 is average.
If you look at it, like people are giving 6s and 7s, whatever. 5 is average.
Yeah,
like it's not bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so. I think there's a lot holding it back, but I think it had some things good going for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Let's just start at the top. What did you guys not like about it? Because you guys really didn't like it.
No,
I was really mad in the theater. Like I've calmed down now because like I realize now that like I was pretty hyped for the movie. Like I didn't even realize how hyped I was for the movie, but I was kind of hyped just because like it looked like the trailers just made it look like it had so much potential to me, and I was like, this like I got excited for it, and like I wasn't like you. I was underwhelmed with like the first movie, so I'm not a Halloween fan.
Yeah,
but it just looked like it had a lot of potential, and then just like watching like the movie, just like seeing like. I think it was because like I kind of had like an unintentional high standard for it, so like that not being met just kind of, I think it added to it.
Or even like an average standard.
Yeah,
like not even meeting.
Like it just went so below like the standard that like I kind of had for it. Like, and I usually try to like keep away from like getting hyped up, even if like a trailer hypes something up, then I'll be like, you know what, we'll see. And I usually stay pretty unbiased, but I think this one I let myself get a little too.
I think that happened to you too, Bray, because you watched Critical and you highly respect his opinion.
I do respect Critical's opinion. I didn't finish the video, but in the first couple minutes, he said he really enjoyed it.
He raved about it because I watched the review after.
He did, and he really liked it. What did it get on the moist meter? What was the number? Do you remember?
It's like a 75.
75. That's pretty good.
It is really good
for his scale.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
He gave Paddington 2 a 95.
Really?
Yeah.
Aw. But yeah, he talked very highly of it. I was like, oh sweet, like I'm gonna go see this movie. I'm pretty hyped. It'll be good. If Critical says it's good. It has to be good, right? I did not like it at all. It was a very poorly done movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've aside from like my Twitter, my film Twitter, I pretty much don't watch any reviews on the movies before I see them. Mm-hmm. You know, I might peek headlines or anything like that, but whenever I watch a horror movie review or any movie review, people will point out things that they believe, and then it's like that influences how I see the movie. Mm-hmm. It's like when people say, "Oh, the middle drags," or "Oh, the end drags." I go in expecting that, and then it's like, "Oh yeah, that dragged." When before it's like, maybe I would have never noticed that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I feel like personally, the less you know about the movie, the better. Even like staying away from trailers, I love doing that. Like,
Same.
like I didn't see the trailer for Assassination Nation, not a horror movie at all, but that was like one of my favorite experiences of the year because it was just like batshit crazy, and I didn't know that I signed up for that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I mean, I liked it. It wasn't great. It wasn't the best horror movie I've seen, but I mean, it was well done, but a mixed bag. Like I didn't think it was technically poor in any department. I think there's a lot of things that it tried to do that it shouldn't have.
Halloween.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I mean,
what do you think it tried to do that it shouldn't have?
I mean, it if it went like a full psychological way, like it plants the idea of it's smart because it's setting up, oh, is Laurie just as crazy as Michael Myers because she wants to kill him so bad? It sets up these little seeds of like things where, oh, that is interesting, but it doesn't do anything with it.
It doesn't execute it.
Yeah, and so it sets up like, you know, maybe there is something up with Michael Myers. There really is something truly evil about it, but then it doesn't do anything with it. And it just, I don't know. I mean, as a series that is constantly rebooting itself, it didn't do anything new. And for a slasher movie, it didn't even slash. Like a lot of the kills were off screen or non-creative. They were just fine.
Almost all of them were off screen. Like,
yeah,
like
a good
80% of them.
Majority of them probably were.
I could point out
a
like
lot
two.
of them were like callbacks to the first movie.
Yeah,
like a lot of them were similar to kills in the first movie,
which isn't a bad thing necessarily, but it's like just so many were left off. Like it's kind of like what you want to see.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
Like, does that make sense? Yeah,
exactly. You're there.
That's like a part of the horror of like a slasher film, but like there was you see the dead body, but not like the slash.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I did
just
not.
A lot of characters do a lot of dumb shit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Even the smart ones towards the end just go full.
Like,
what the fuck are you doing?
Me and Sean pointed out a lot of things towards the end that we were like, what the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah.
See, well, it's got to be hard to make smart characters though in these situations. Like it's got to be hard, but like even then, like but it's still kind of lazy to just make a character make a stupid decision just for the sake of like a jump scare. Or something.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is lazy screenwriting. There's ways to do it where you have smart, strong characters who they can make mistakes, but they're not dumb. They're not just as dumb as everyone else. You know, make it about a strength of theirs that the bad guy uses as their weakness, essentially.
Well, like Sean, you pointed out this part at the end of the movie where they're in the basement, and Laurie, right, Laurie, the grandma, she's
shooting up,
like she hears Michael walking around, she shoots through the floorboards, and she's like, "I'm gonna go get him." And they were like, all right, stupid. Go get him. So she walks up the stairs to go kill him. Like that,
God,
what?
It's like,
that defeats the purpose of going down the stairs.
Seriously.
Like, go off, Sean. Hit it.
I want to take this one just because it made me so mad. So she goes downstairs, and the only point so that she could go down the stairs was so that her and her daughter could have a heart to heart. So she was like, "I'm so sorry I raised you this way." She's like, "No, Mom, it's okay. I love you." But while she's down there, she goes down there. Michael's upstairs walking. She shoots him, gives away their position, lets them know that there's a fucking basement in this house
down there.
Yeah. You stupid bitch. And then she just goes right back upstairs. There was no point in her going down there besides to like have that heart to heart with her daughter.
And then left her there.
Yeah, and then left her there. So then the daughter's like, "Wow, thanks, Mom, for giving away my position and like letting him know that I'm fucking here."
Letting him know that there's an underground passageway to the basement.
Seriously. And I mean, like when she goes up, he's probably like not even like away. Like he probably like saw like the freaking island like open up, or like the kitchen island open up, and then
like
stupid.
even if she did hit him, it's not like it was very obvious at the end of the movie he's not a one-shot kill. Like, you know what I mean? He's just like a massive dude.
He's got some juggernaut or some shit. The only part that bugged me, I mean, that while that was dumb, and I agree,
it's very dumb.
I don't know why she gave up her shotgun for the rifle?
No, she said at the beginning, which I thought this. She was like shotgun, tactical, and then she picks like
the rifle,
like the
lever action
rifle. That's the
the most inconvenient gun you could have used.
Literally, it's like a pain to cycle a bullet through that thing, and you don't choose the tactical shotgun on the wall. Like, what were you thinking?
That you know already works because it blew off his hand.
Yeah, she just ditched it. She's like, lever action, baby. Going back to my roots to kill this guy.
Because it's like, if this guy's going to emerge from a 2-foot hole, I'm going to take the rifle that has a chance of missing versus a shotgun spread that will fill that entire hole.
That will destroy the hole. That will make the hole bigger, in fact.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, I mean, it was dumb. That everything that happens in that final third act, it's just a series of people doing dumb shit.
Yep.
The husband leaving the house to go say... Hey, cops, everything going okay?
Hey, cops, what happened?
Any word?
Are you going to come in the house or should I come out to you? I'll come out. Hey, fellas, how you doing? One part that I really hated was how he died. Like
the dad?
No, Michael. He's standing at the top of the stairs, and the daughter goes, like, she's pointing her rifle at the top of the stairs like he's coming. And she goes... I can't do it. I can't shoot him. I can't kill someone. I can't do it. So he walks out, very well knowing she has a gun.
Well, no, she played him like a fiddle. Yeah. I liked that. I liked that because Michael's like, this dumb bitch. She can't even do it. She can't pull the trigger. Now she's begging for her mom. Walks downstairs, gets boofed in the face.
No,
I loved that.
I hated that. She like pulls up and she's like, gotcha, and then shoots him.
The only problem I have with that is that the mom immediately yeets him down the stairs to where her daughter and granddaughter are. It's like, why would you put him down with with the two people you're trying to protect?
Don't yeeted.
Get fucking yeeted, boy.
And then they run up the stairs, and he gets stabbed in the shoulder, and then another thing.
It's a goddamn trap. It's not a bird cage. It's a trap.
It's a trap. So they make that immaculate trap down there, I guess. So the place they were staying the whole time had pipes to where gasoline and other things were filling up the basement.
Yes,
just so if he ever got down there, which I don't know what fucking scenario would happen besides the one in the movie.
She planned for every scenario. It could have worked if the movie made her seem more competent, but it just consistently made her look crazy.
No, yeah, she was crazy. At the end, it was very visual that she was not competent because she didn't choose the shotgun. We talked about it.
She should have had akimbo scorpions.
Akimbo FMG9s, please.
Oh, she would have mowed. Lasered him.
If she had akimbo FMG9s, dude, she would take down the entire U.S. military.
She could have.
But it made her seem insane, and yeah, it just didn't work.
Yeah. See, I mean, that movie, it plays out. I don't want to give it such a hard time because it plays out like an 80s movie. Mm-hmm. It does. It's dumb and corny and...
Very dumb.
And it takes itself too seriously, and it's... You know what I mean? I think a great example of how tonally off it was like that little black kid. Was just the funniest kid I've ever seen in my entire life.
That was very good.
But it's like, don't put that in the scene where your babysitter's getting murdered, where he's like, oh shit, let me get help. And then he's running downstairs, he's like, he gonna kill you too. It's
like literally the girl
No kid talks like that.
The girl was getting stabbed, dying.
Yeah.
And he walks downstairs, he goes, oh shit. It's like there was laughter at that part, but
there was,
but they brought it on themselves. Like, what were you thinking? It's a horror, it's a horror movie, you know.
But it's like it's one of those things where it's like in the right hands, you could have made a bonkers fun slasher movie like that. You know what I mean? Where it's like all the characters are like, oh shit, like you know what I mean? But it's like, don't put that an hour and a half in where your movie's just been a kind of a serious buildup of a cat and mouse chase.
Yeah.
You know?
Just didn't work.
See, one thing that didn't do it for me either was like Michael's little things that he would set up, like his little, like when he put like the ghost sheet over like that body. I actually, like, thinking about it, I kind of like that, and that could have been smart as like a distractional tactic for him to like come up behind that cop and kill him, but he was already gone by that time, so it didn't really serve any purpose. And then again,
it's just cool
in the scene where like the dad like opens up the door and he makes like a jack-o'-lantern out of like some guy's, like out of one of the cops' faces and everything. I thought it was a little extra, but it kind of served that purpose as like a distraction. But it was again, it was a little extra.
Yeah.
And then
he's crazy. He's been locked up for 40 years.
There's kind of just like another part that like bothered me. Like when the cop walks in, sees the ghost, and then he's still in the house, and he walks down the stairs. He doesn't like hustle. He walks down the stairs. Michael does, and the cop shoots at him and misses, which is fine.
Cops do that sometimes.
Cops miss sometimes. It happens. We all miss. Mm-hmm. But then Laurie's outside, hits him in the shoulder.
And he's just gone.
And then he just walks away. Like, what What happened? Like, why don't you just go get him? He was right there. You
She tried to find him. She just couldn't get him.
She, like, didn't even try. She, like, looked around the corner and was like, oh, he's gone. And that was it. Different scene.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, like, you didn't try very hard, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt there.
Yeah.
See, Michael just didn't scare me after the, like, when was it?
After the first movie?
No, like
he's not scary. He's really not.
I actually really liked the part where he killed the detectives, the reporters,
the podcasters,
They were podcasters.
Dude, that's what that hit close to home for me. I was like, oh shit, dude, that could have been me.
Oh my god, they're killing our own kind.
God. Although
I love
the opening scene.
The open scene
that was phenomenal.
Because
that was great.
And I feel like that's why the comedy sucks so bad, because they set up like a really serious tone for the movie by doing
it. They did.
Like
the opening scene was so good.
It was.
Yeah, the opening scene of any movie should set the tone and set the stage for whatever you're trying to tell in the movie. And a good horror movie will set up what the horror movie is in the first scene. Like,
it was good.
Cabin in the Woods has like this goofy ass opening with a random title card as a jump scare to show like it's just wacky. It's different. It's quirky. XD. And this one is just it sets the stage of a really good movie, and then just doesn't.
I was excited at the beginning because I saw the reporters die, and I was like, okay, like I'm behind this, like I'm good with this. And then it just lost it when he put the mask on. Basically, right when he put the mask on, I was like, that's it.
I loved when Laurie pulled a gun on her daughter. She like jumped down the stairs and like gotcha, and is just pointing a gun like, right at her face.
You aren't prepared. Like, get the fuck, bitch! I'm in my house.
Dude, why are you shooting? Why are you pulling a gun on me? What the hell?
See, like
my PTSD grandma.
They just treat her like a crazy grandma, which is like, it's
funny, but that's not what the movie is, and it's not what the movie tells you that the character is, because then it's proven that she's right all along. But don't make her an incompetent weirdo for the whole rest of the movie.
Seriously, like
I don't know.
In any other movie, I would have loved that character type though. Like if it was like a comedy where like the grandma like is like super paranoid and just like crazy and just like shows up at the house sometimes like
gotcha, bitch,
grandma.
That's how Krampus is.
Oh really?
Yeah, the grandma is a nut, and turns out she's right too as well.
Like that.
And that one's also directed by the guy who did Trick or Treat.
Nice.
That one is interesting. Aside from sound design, Krampus is really good.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to talk a little more about the intro. So, like, in the beginning, like, God created the heaven and the earth. And anyway, I'm just
Where are you going with this?
I'm sorry.
He's going starting
no,
at the beginning.
I think
that's a parable for how Michael created horror.
Yes. No, but like in the beginning,
okay, Sean.
In the beginning, like, like he pulls out the mask, and then like all like the crazy people around them, like there's just like that thick just atmosphere of like it's like this it's like there's like this evil like force that like is like growing out of Michael and everything. Like he really is like a force that like he's like an evil force that is like more powerful than like a normal man. Like it like shows that, and like like the dogs start barking, like the wind like starts howling and everything, and like all these people are like all these crazy people are just shouting and screaming and laughing and all of this.
Mind.
Yeah. And then like so I think like if they had kept that, like they kept like like Michael as like like rather than like a man, he's just like this like just like this evil unstoppable force, like he like he carried like that atmosphere around him throughout the movie. If they could have kept that throughout the whole movie, that would have been amazing.
Definitely.
Like,
I agree.
That was like the scene where I was like, damn, like this is creepy. I already like was like, ooh, that's
like it seems like supernatural. Like it's cool.
The mask. He's like, this is the mask.
Just
Michael,
him.
I
just
know
his
what you is.
evil presence is that he has more force than a normal man does,
Yeah.
which it like implies that it does because he can bleed,
Yes.
but it also implies that he doesn't because he can get boofed in the head and not move
get
at all.
boinked.
Get boinked in the dome and fingers. And just be
Fingers blown
fine.
off.
Mhm.
Yeah. Ryan, you had one more. You had a thing that you said you didn't like, which I didn't mind. Which that it was that he didn't kill the baby.
I never said that.
No, that was me. I mentioned
Oh, that was you.
That was Sean, because I said that's fucked up. What the hell's wrong with you?
That's not what I said at all. I didn't
Oh,
want him to kill the baby.
You didn't
I didn't
want him
want
to
that
kill the
scene
baby.
in there at all because
Yeah, that's
feel
what
like
you said.
it shows weakness.
I liked that sign.
it downplays his pure evil because they're saying he is evil incarnate. But if he just sees a baby, looks at it, and then walks away, then you're like, oh, he's not that evil. He has a moral.
us.
He has a standard.
One of us.
But like he would continue to be evil if we didn't have if we didn't have that scene. Like if nobody like if they didn't build up oh, is he gonna kill the baby? Oh, he doesn't. Oh, that's weird. He kind of has. He's a serial killer with standard. He doesn't kill babies.
he doesn't
kinda
kill
like that.
He doesn't kill children either.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
Like-
Actually, he did.
With who?
he kills teenagers.
The little kid with the gun. Remember who he gets on the bus?
No, the kid was fine.
No, the kid got killed.
Yeah,
No.
that kid got killed.
Yeah, because
Did
he
he?
was in the car and then he reaches and kills the kid.
Yeah.
I like how they set up that kid's a dancer.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I'm not going to skip dance class, Dad. And then he's like 4 years old, and the dad is like 80 years old.
That is weird. That kid was definitely like 5, 6, and then he didn't kill the baby,
Yeah.
which is like not far apart. Like I mean,
Age of death
I mean-
consent is at like 5. I think.
I guess
Oh, okay.
it's more like he has set people that he has to kill, and then he only kills other people who stand in his way, which kind of makes him a little less evil, but still makes him evil.
But at the same time, he just goes I like the idea that he goes trick or treating in the sense of he just sneaks into people's houses and murders them and then moves on to the next house. That's kind of cool. How kids move on door to door, he moves on door to door as well.
And that one shot was
that shot was pretty good.
Not
that was
bad.
pretty fun.
Not
That was
bad,
a fun
yeah.
one. I
Where
like
he
that.
just walks through the back door and boink.
Yeah,
I hate the one where he stabbed the girl through the neck
it just looked
and it
really,
looked like shit.
Which one?
yes, just
It
looked
was like when she was looking out the window and then he walks in behind her and boofs her right through the neck and it just
Because she just goes, "Gah!" And then the blood is very fake,
And it
and
looks-
just
the knife just looks like CGI.
The knife looks like
spills out.
the wrong color and
Mhm.
weird shit.
Yeah, it bent a little bit.
Yeah.
It's the wrong angle. You're like, what?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I liked the tension in the scene with the automatic lights that would turn on and off. I liked that.
I did too.
I wish that the more movie was more like that.
I wish they executed more on
And
that
I wish
scene.
they would have, because sometimes I like it when, even though kids who obviously don't deserve to die, but they at least set him up to where it's they're kind of a dick and then they kill him.
Mhm.
So I feel like the boyfriend is the one who should have been brutally murdered
Yes.
Yeah,
versus just the guy.
They just kind of left that guy
yeah,
hanging.
he
I
just kind
under-
of fucked off after.
he did. I understand that we're against toxic masculinity where they just think, oh, she's single, I can hit it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I understand that, but at the same time, just I don't know, make him more of a dick. Make him try to rape kiss her or something. Then she's
Yeah.
get away from me. And then Michael Myers, and it's it's still kind of scary. But
Just
we're got him.
The initial instigator that kind of started the whole the one, the guy that she was taking to the dance or whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing happened to him.
He just fucked off the rest of the
I
movie.
just think it's funny. He was like, oh,
He just
fuck.
went to that other bitch's house and got a ton of tail all night while all of his friends were dying.
Yeah, he literally got the top of that situation.
He came out on top.
He really did. Nice guys
Except-
finish last.
That is true. That is the takeaway. That's the tagline of Halloween. Halloween
Wild.
2018. Nice guys finish last. Oh man, yeah. All of the friends died. I think it kind of went with the sex equals bad. What was up with that dialogue where she's like, "I'm so gonna dry hump you tonight"?
Huh?
Do you remember
Oh,
that?
you're so getting dry fucked tonight
Yeah.
because he
I was like, what?
I guess
Just
He
hurt
got a
for a
tattoo.
she'd
He got a.
did that mean she would fuck him, but she wasn't gonna enjoy it all that much?
No, I thought dry fucking is not fucking, but
Oh,
just dry,
maybe I
No going
misinterpreted
in.
That makes more sense.
grinding.
Yeah, because that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Makes
really,
more
I
sense.
don't really know how to decode that. Can someone, if you're listening, just go on Urban Dictionary. I'm sure you'll find it.
Well, even then, I'm not questioning on what it is. I'm questioning why that was in there because
Oh yeah,
like here's the thing about 80s horror movies as well. Part of the appeal is the nudity.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well, there was nudity in the first 10 minutes
when
Michael stabbed his sister.
Yeah, so when it was that was actual footage from the first movie.
Oh, was it?
Of the opening scene in the first movie, you're seeing the mask of this little kid go through his house in one long, beautiful shot, and then his sister's naked, and he stabs her 8 times, and you see her boobs, and then throughout the whole movie, you see kids having sex, and then they die after the sex or before it or whatever, and so there's always nudity in it, where it's also that 80s fun horror nudity, all the Nightmare movies have it, all the Friday the 13th. The moral of the story of Friday the 13th is sex equals bad, pretty much, because the kid is drowning while the counselors are having sex.
Sweet.
Yeah. And so that started this trope of sex equals bad in horror movies. And so it kind of went that route, but then it also pussied away from it. It's the whole movie is a little afraid to be what it is.
Yeah.
With its slasher and nudity and things like that, where it's it could be more of a thing, but it's just kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about comedy in the horror movies, how there's a time and place for it,
Yeah.
The part where the automatic lights were going on and off, and the kid, he wasn't exactly being funny, but he was kind of sorry, mister, what he said, it was kind of comical.
Yeah.
I laughed at it.
Yeah.
Sorry, mister, I'm just having a rough night, get off your lawn, I'm trespassing, whatever, don't call the cops, I'm leaving. And then looks at him, and Michael's just standing there. He's staring at him, and then the lights flash and then go, and he's gone. And he's like, all right, mister, you're being kind of weird. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Don't. And then he gets stabbed, brutally killed. I actually liked that.
Yeah. Well, comedy can have a place in horror, no doubt.
Totally.
Because I think any group of people, if they hang out, they usually laugh with each other. Is my experience, at least. Everyone that I've ever hung out with, so we hang out and we laugh. And so it's at the beginning of a movie, when friends are being friends, it should be funny. Or when a kid thinks things are normal, usually I've had a dumbass high school kid who's, I think, was a little drunk, was in your yard. He would probably be stupid too and be kind of funny, because he'd say, oh shoot, I'm sorry for being in your lawn, I'm leaving right now. And as an audience, we think it's funny because we know that's not the guy, we know that's Michael Myers. And so there's a place for comedy in horror, but it's it doesn't work when it's a little kid cracking one-liners at his babysitter who he loves getting just destroyed.
Yeah.
Vicky was hot.
Yeah.
Vicky was cute.
Yeah. She deserved better.
Yeah.
She didn't deserve her ghostly death.
Yeah, I think that's a good point though, Ryan. There's definitely there's a place for comedy. I think it's going back to that specific scene too with the kid in the yard. I think it's normal for people to crack jokes when they're nervous.
Oh, definitely.
It definitely fit his character too.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. Yeah, but I don't think in that scene it took away from it at all. And I think if characters joking around for each other, it builds rapport with the audience. We start to care for them,
But when it takes us out of the horror movie and just dropping into jokes, that's when it's a problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
When you have two tones kind of competing and the comedy is winning and it's a horror movie.
And the comedy's really winning.
The comedy's really winning.
Yeah. The laughs were better than the scares.
I agree.
You know what I mean? I had a better time when it was being funny, which I shouldn't have.
Yeah. It felt weird laughing at it. You're I'm enjoying this.
People were losing their minds because we saw it opening night and people were just laughing a bunch and having fun. And that's how it was. I went the next day with my girlfriend and that's how it was as well.
If that's the tone that they set it as in the trailer, then it wouldn't be as disappointing, I think.
The trailer was so good. Not the trailer, the opening, the intro is so good, seriously. So serious. And then it drops that on me, and I'm like, okay, this is shit.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Final answer.
God.
I give it a 3.5 out of 10.
Ooh, that is rough. That is rough. Sean?
That is my answer.
I'm giving it I think a solid 4 or 4.5.
Okay. I'd go 5.5. It didn't offend me as much as most modern horror movies do, but it definitely could use a rewrite.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
I
don't think I'll ever watch it again, but it was fine.
Yeah. It was.
I think that's all we got.
That is everything. That was our Halloween. This is Running on Empty movie review. But yeah, thanks for listening. We love you guys.
We will see you.
Love you. Bye.
Oh.
Gamers, unite.
Can we
That was
put
good.
that as the intro?
That was good.